was like, wow, that's music's really loud. Why is it freaking my cat out? And I was like, oh, I don't have my AirPods in. Cool. It's fine. My brain's working. My brain's working. It's all right. How's everyone doing this fine morning?
It's okay. I literally was sitting in the wrong stream for 15 minutes.
You did.
My brain is not working yet. It's fine. Everything's fine.
You're like, I'm here.
I'm angry at my alarm. Yeah, I was real angry at my alarm when it went off.
Yeah. I was pretty pissed. I don't know if anybody else is on the East Coast, but it is overcast and raining. It's going to be 55 today and like 55 tomorrow. And then immediately drop down to a high of 19. Like we're looking at -1 on Saturday morning. So it's just going to be a flash freeze, they're calling it, I think. Flash freeze. They're like, everything's going to freeze over because they can't salt.
It's no bueno.
It'll be raining and it'll just wash the salt away. So we're going to be in an ice storm. I'm super stoked about it. I might have to use like a sprint and a bit to run to the grocery store, but I think we're fine. It's more like if power goes out, which like 2 days ago, our power company was like, by the way, download this app and get your candles ready. And I was like, I don't like it.
You think that you guys would be prepared for that kind of a thing?
No, not for a drop like that. Usually snow or ice comes, it comes like the weather's kind of been in that temperature. We don't go from 55 to 19. They're calling it a once in a generation storm.
Jesus Christ. It does. It also shows for us that it's going to get down to like 13 tonight.
It's everywhere.
That's really cold for Texas.
It's a giant storm system. Like it's huge. It's not just us. There's a ton of people being affected by this. I don't know about anybody else, but a lot of my headaches are pressure, like barometric pressure related. So it's going to be hurting. But let's see who's here. Thank you for joining us so early in the morning. Friends, while we have power and while my head doesn't want to explode, we are sprinting all day today. So buckle in, get your beverages. I literally have 2 giant water, a Dr. Pepper in case I need caffeine because my head hurts, and a Gatorade in case I never move. I feel like a gamer. I'm like prepared with like every single possible thing I might need. Do I have trail mix? Also, yes. Do I have hot cocoa Hershey Kisses? Yes. Do I have pretzels? Also, yes. Do I have everything but the bagel seasoning nut mix? Also, yes. We're here and we're not moving.
I don't have any of that. I have a banana.
I have a banana in the kitchen I can go get.
Also, I just checked the weather, and right now it's 44, and that's the warmest it's going to be all day. It's going to start dropping like within the next hour, and just a steady drop and get down to like 12 degrees tonight, which I have not felt 12 degrees in a very long time.
Have fun walking the dogs. It's going to suck. It's been a minute since we've been in the negatives. And I'm not like real feel, sure. But we currently have a flood watch followed by like a flash freeze.
Yeah, luckily it's not raining here, so we're not going to get like icy or anything. But I've only felt negative temperature. Like it only got down into the negatives once that I can remember in my lifetime in Texas.
It's garbage, I tell you.
I don't understand. I see or anything, but I've only...
Shut up, sir. Rude.
Watch does that all the time. I thought you flipped it so it wouldn't do that.
I did. I just have big wrists.
I need to bring up something sensitive. Thank you for joining. I know you said you would, but it's nice to see your face. Good morning, Jess. Good morning, Amy. Hello, Juliet. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. If you have goals to meet, we are here to help you. We'll be here all day long. This is something that Amber and I do less frequently now. We used to do it very frequently.
We used to do it almost every weekend.
Almost every weekend. Now we do it when we're on writing retreats or like here and there. But I was like, we both have off and we can get things done. Let's do it. So we are. Still half asleep and making coffee. I get it. I might make some hot tea at some point soon. Yep, very half asleep. I understand. What are we starting with this morning? So I'm going to start with small things. I'm not jumping right in.
Oh, I'm jumping right in.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it. It's going to suck. We do have at this point a Christmas Eve sprint scheduled. Whether or not I have power for it is an entirely different thing, or internet for it, entirely different thing, but it is scheduled. So there's that you can look out for. I think it's 10 a.m. EST on Saturday morning. And then we have a New Year's Eve stream also scheduled. We'll be starting at 10:30 EST and streaming through Amber's New Year, past that. So like if we stream till 1 your time, we're looking at 2 my time. We're streaming as a part of our Begin As You Mean to Go On. So we're going to start the new year doing what we want to continue doing in the new year. It's so late. I've been in bed all day, so I'm wide awake and reading. I love it. It's a nice and toasty feeling -24 today. There's my TikTok feed was full of people in like Alaska that were giving people like down in the lower 50 like tips for how to deal with the cold that's coming. I was like, I hate this.
My tip, don't go outside.
No, it was literally how to like weatherproof your house, like your windows and like seal crap up. Like they were like, good luck. There was people that were showing like ice and like frost on their like internal light switches and like headboards. Like it was bad. It's coming from up there down here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Las Vegas, like 50 degrees. It's supposed to drop, but not like that. Yeah. But I think the majority of like
you might want to check.
Midwest over.
I didn't think ours was going to drop like that either.
It's happening. Seems to be colder than usual everywhere. It's summer here, way colder than normal. Yeah. I have to go get ready for the day because I'm going to IHOP today. Nice. My day program from Pathpoint. Nice. I've always lived in hot climates, and all this negative degree talk is crazy.
Yeah, I live in Texas, so we're not used to this weather.
I mean, we're used to it in Pennsylvania. We're used to cold and snow, and we get ice, of course, but this is unusual. Yeah, I know. Just giving you a heads up. Today we should be fine. We're getting a lot of rain and winds, but I should maintain power. I just can't promise Saturday, so I'm just letting you know. I'm reading Mrs. Miracle Christmas.
Today's only Thursday.
I know. We're getting rain today, tomorrow. Tomorrow will still be 55. It'll still be warm. But it's like
ours is dropping today. I guess we're ahead of you guys on it.
Yeah, by midday tomorrow, we're dropping down to like the teens. Today's fine. I'm almost done with the book. Yeah. I've never
nice.
I don't think I've ever read a Debbie McComber book, but I know
I think I have one, but I've never read it. It's like
so
a Christmas one.
They have a lot. Wouldn't know what to do if it snowed here. Everything would grind to a complete halt.
That's usually what happens here when it snows in Texas.
We're prepared for snow. Nobody's prepared for ice.
I know, it's like everybody makes fun of Texas because we get like 1 inch of snow and we freak out. And it's like, no, it's not snow. It's ice. We don't have salt. Like we're not prepared.
Yeah.
You can't just drive on ice like that. Like it's not that simple.
No.
Snow, I think we would be okay. It's just the ice.
I'm going to be working on my journaling, and I want to do like memory journaling for 2022 before 2023 starts. I love that. like that.
Cool.
I'm going to be reading Tempting Ozid. Victoria
Zid.
Alloway.
Oozid. Oozid.
That's our word of the day. Hello. You are very relatively on time. We haven't started our first sprint yet. We're going to. I think I'm going to start my day off with some video editing. I filmed 4 yesterday, so I think I'm going to edit some videos today in the morning and get my brain woken up, and then I will write. I'm sorry. Did my alarm go off at 8:30? Yes. Did I immediately get everything I needed to get done in a half hour and sit down? Also, yes. So video editing, and then I'll do drafting.
Yeah, I wish I could sleep till 8:30. My alarm started going off at 7 because I know myself well enough to know that I need at least 30 minutes to hit snooze before I'll actually get out of bed. So I set it for 7, and I got out of bed at 7:30.
I couldn't tell you the last time I snoozed anything. Snoozing gives me anxiety.
Oh, it's the best sleep you ever get is that sleep between the snoozes.
If my alarm goes off, I'm up.
Yeah, not me.
I have to.
I just hit snooze twice before I even understand that it was an alarm.
What if the snooze doesn't work?
It always works.
What if it doesn't?
It always works.
If it doesn't and you sleep through it?
I have multiple alarms set.
You've safeguarded yourself. Good morning, Sadie. I'm going to start the day by reading The Foxglove King and then hoping to get a lot done today, as are we. So, video editing for me, you're going to jump right into book stuff?
Yeah, I'm going to get back into editing on chapter 8.
Okay. My videos are short. They're end of the year videos, so I'm hoping I'll be able to edit them pretty quickly and then move on myself. But we got all day, so it's fine. We're fine. Let's jump into our first 45, friends. It's going to be the first of many. Don't burn yourselves out. We got a lot to do today.
Yeah, and I did the wind chimes because it's too early for applause. It's too early. We need something light.
I approve.
All right. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everyone. was the gentlest little tinkling sound when I only have one AirPod in and the other one's going to my computer to edit. How gentle and how calming. How do we do?
I added 319 words.
Very nice. I finished editing one video and I've got about 5 minutes left to go on my second, but I didn't want to upload and like pull from the internet right this minute. So I waited, but I'm almost done.
It's great.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it. And I had to run down to the front and pick up a gift that was dropped off in our foyer, you know. So
A foyer.
In my foyer. So I did that and realized how gross it is out.
Was it bad?
It's just rainy. It's warm enough. Although my sister said she's out and it's icy, so I hate that for her. I'd like her to be back home, but I think we're okay still. Let us know how you did. Jennifer joined us.
Hi, Jennifer.
In the middle of our sprint. She's most likely not here because she did have to go shower, but then she'll be back and reading Uprooted for the day. She would like to finish it over the break. I doubt she's going to finish it today because it's a chunker. But that's okay. I'm still debating whether or not I want to do some reading today. I'm going to have to see how the day plays out, but I've got enough work to do that there's no reason I should be reading, but we'll see. Finally got out of bed, saw the snow, cried a little bit, read 29 pages of Anna Karenina. Where are you in that book?
Where are you, period? Because
the snow?
Because like the snow, if the snow made you cry, Anna Karenina should have also made you want to cry a little bit.
I mean, genuinely, I tried reading War and Peace. I hated my life. I owned Anna Karenina. I want to say I started to read it, and then I went, why am I doing this to myself? And I put it aside. So I'm impressed. This is just like a fun read for you. Like you actively chose this just for shits and giggles. Like you decided this is the book I should be reading at the end of 2022. Because that's ballsy. Amy got stuck on Instagram, but also read 17 pages. That's good. 755 words is phenomenal and made it to 29K in your novel. Congratulations. I got 1.5 pages of journaling done. I read 1.5 pages before I read the journaling, and I was like, that's not a lot of reading for 45 minutes, but for journaling, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like my brain is rolling at a pace right now where 1.5 pages of reading for 45 minutes might be accurate.
I read that as 11.5 pages the first time, though, so at least you did better than I did.
Is it 11.5 pages?
No, it was 1.5.
It's 1.5, right? Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
good.
Page 355. You're in it.
You are in it. I mean, I don't know the actual word count on that thing. I know it's a behemoth, but...
You mean page count?
I said word count, didn't I?
You're used to writing, yeah.
Well, I made breakfast, broke a nail, and answered too many emails for 3 days before Christmas. Yeah. I'm sorry. But you made breakfast. That's great. I still haven't done that thing. Probably should at some point. I had to, I have like a secondary laptop here. It's just like a very old laptop. And I keep it here. I keep it around just to edit videos so that my new computer doesn't get bogged down with video content because the files are just huge. So I use this only for video editing. And I had to fight my cat off because she likes to sit on it for warmth. And I spent the majority of my editing just trying to keep her away from it. It's only 817 pages.
Only.
I mean, you're nearing halfway-esque. You know, that's impressive. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Hello, currently brainstorming on Notion for my novel and probably will start the draft. I'll hopefully join the other sprint to read.
I have never tried Notion.
I've tried Notion for like organizing scheduling purposes, like keeping track of content. I did use it for a while, and then I realized it was just another site that did what I could do other places and that I was already using. And it was like, it became a little too much. But I know people that use it religiously, that love it.
I'm always down to try a free trial or something just to see if I like it, you know. I'm assuming it's a paid for thing.
When I used it, it wasn't. It may be now. I haven't touched it in a minute. Gonna run an errand. We'll be here when you get back, so that's fine. No worries. Hello, friend. Can you hear us today? Or are you still in a no hearing mood?
Can you hear us?
When we leave Lemon in his little communist co-op, it's a delight. Love the farming for him. Love it for him. Good. I'm glad. Look at you, a learned person, because I could not handle it. It was not for me. Everyone, right now. Thank you, Jess. Notion is free, but I think there's paid features. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, I didn't have to pay for anything, but it has been a minute since I've used it. So, but it's very customizable, and you're able to do a lot with it. But in terms of like my own like goal setting and the way that I organize things, and then also Scrivener, I didn't find a use for it. But I think Kate went really hard on it for a while. She might still use it for her stuff.
Yeah, I just know that, you know, with my whole like trying to find like ways of doing things that work for me, that's not necessarily what I would have considered. I wrote it down to look into it later when I have time.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got video editing to finish. Do you think we're ready for another 45?
Yeah, I was really into the scene I was in, so
I love it. I love it for you. All right. Well, then let's jump into another 45, and we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah. Good luck, everyone. Halloween. Looks like Julie is a little bit busy, so let us know how you did. Let's see. We had a couple of people join us. Looks like Tangible Reads. Hello. Hello, Tangible Reads. We are here all day. Yeah, we'll be here all day. Hello, Joanne. Hello, Nia. Getting a few things done around the house before I start working on my writing and art. It's a beast, isn't it? Always needs something. Something always needs to be done around the house. I hate it, but it's how it is. But I'm glad you're here. Kate got 127
I literally heard 0.
That's more than I had when I got up this morning. That's amazing. We're just saying hi and seeing how people did.
Awesome sauce.
Made it to page 395, Monty. Wow. Making progress. You seem to be reading it fast considering it's such a like classic dense text.
It's not an easy one.
29? No, definitely not. 29 pages. It's nearly 3 a.m. So I think I'll head off before the next front. Well, thank you for joining.
We'll be here when you wake
up.
We'll
probably still be here when you wake up. Yep. How did you do?
I got done my video editing. I uploaded one and got that scheduled. I'm uploading the next one. It was slow. My computer, I think, is just struggling to have both computers running and uploading and doing stuff, but it's all right. I'm excited to get to draft it.
Yeah, I forgot to move this. Hang on, let me move this and I'll tell you how many words I deleted because it's a lot. I'm like 1,000 words down now.
But I love it for you.
The thing is I'm getting back to that place where like the first part of it like really is like flowing and making sense. Yeah. And then I'm getting into scenes that just don't really work at all anymore.
Yeah.
And then it's easier for me to be like, oh, I can see where this scene needs to change and change it. It's hard for me to go like, what scene am I going to write to replace it? I have no idea.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to kind of like go through and figure out what doesn't work to kind of see that like where, how to fill in the gaps.
Yeah. And I did a little bit of research trying to find a place where I can make like a timeline so I could just see like the major events and then maybe like, I feel like I get lost in what has happened and what's supposed to happen so that I know what happens now, especially as I start to like delete things that used to happen.
Yeah.
But I haven't found anywhere that really works that well. I did sign into Notion. Okay. And it was the Writer's Hive. So I must have already looked at it with Kate or something. Or she invited me and I never
went in. Yeah.
It's all the Writer's Hive stuff. And I was like, what is this?
Yeah, which we definitely don't use it for anymore. Kate might use it still to organize her thoughts for it, but I mean, we don't use it as like a group. But the it stinks because the One Stop for Writers had a really great timeline option, but it's just not something that for a subscription made sense for us all the time.
It was okay, but what I want is actually I want it to be able to put things into a timeline and then put the time frame and see like exactly how long that takes. Because sometimes I get lost with how long things are taking and having things happen too close together or too far apart.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if this scene is this morning and then the next scene is tonight, that's in the same day. But if 2 different creepy things happen, that's a lot for one day. Do you know what I mean? And like then I can move it. I can make that scene maybe the next day so that it like evens it out a little bit.
Got it.
I get lost in time. Maybe I should write that book, Getting Lost in Time.
Yeah, that almost feels like something you're going to just have to kind of customize yourself in terms of like a like a color coded kind of a situation, which you can color code scenes in Scrivener, but it's going to be. I wonder if you could do like folders for days and then colors.
I mean, I've tried that before, and that also, then it got me lost in what chapters, but I guess now I already have the chapters, so I guess it wouldn't be that bad. Because I did that with that other project where it was like the first chapter was like showing an image, like almost like a closing image. Remember, then the next one was like 2 weeks before.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you worked backwards into it. And I got like how many chapters, and it was a mess. But I don't know, maybe. I don't know. It's just I'm just trying to figure out what to write, what scenes to write that makes sense with the new timeline of the story and the new like aesthetic and things that are happening. I feel like my first like 5 or 6 chapters are pretty strong now. I just need to make the rest of it really strong.
You know, the whole entirety of the rest of the book. He's fine. He's fine.
Maybe that's the problem. I just can't see it at all of it together right now. I can't see the whole picture. I can't. Like,
you've been looking at pieces for a very long time, so it does get.
And I figured if I had it in like a timeline, I could at least see the whole picture.
Yeah.
I wish there was a coder out there that could invent something where you could literally like copy and paste your entire novel in there, and it'll separate it by chapter and like do like a quick synopsis of it. And my mom's calling me.
That would be amazing. We've got. Well, I'm glad it's not too dense. I feel like when I tried to read it, I want to say it was 24 or 25. I might feel differently about it now. It was like way, way, way pre-BookTube. I tried to read it at a time of my life where I was not committed to sitting down and reading a book like that. So I feel like it could be different for me now. I just don't have the drive to read it now.
Yeah, I feel like now you've also gotten used to reading slower books.
Yeah. I love me a slow book.
Like I do sometimes really love even just like a slice of life, slow burn, just, beautifully written book. The thing is like, are we ever going to get to see it as it's intended if it's been translated 10,000 times? If it's not, written in your native language?
Listen,
that's the only thing I worry about.
I don't love anybody more than I love Frederick Bachman, and all of his works are translated. So
yes, but he's alive and he's able to approve translations.
And he does speak English. He's just it's not his first language.
Exactly. So like, it's not like Anna Karenina where the author is no longer here and they can't approve that. Maybe he said a sentence in, I think it's Italian, right? Originally means one thing, but then the person translated it into something that changes kind of like how you would perceive it. I just always worry about those kind of things. Like,
yeah,
as long as it's like a known really good translation. Yes, I'm down.
I feel like at this point, the translations are pretty good. Like they've come a long way, so they could always go back to the original text and reevaluate. But I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
I think the last like larger classic-y book that I loved was probably East of Eden. I kind of want to reread that. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of do.
I really loved Little Women. I've read it at least 5 times in my lifetime because I always go back to it. And I think it's because I like the character of Jo resonates so much with me because she's a writer and everything. I've always like felt a kinship with her. But I'm trying to think of any other, because I can't say Dracula because I did not love Dracula. I didn't hate it. I liked it. It was amazing in its time, I'm sure. I'm trying to think of what other classic I might have ever read. I mean, there are some I had to read in school.
Yeah.
But none come forward as being like, this was amazing.
I read a bunch of Shakespeare in school, but I didn't love any of them. And I love like children's classics, but adult classics.
I guess I did read a lot of Shakespeare in school, And I actually do love Hamlet. I love Hamlet because it's ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever read. And I love it. I love everything about it. That's why when I went to London and I went to Shakespeare House, that's what I bought, was that special edition of that little Hamlet.
Yeah.
My favorite.
I had to rewrite the first page of this chapter, but I think the rest of it just needs minor edits because it's not nearly as clunky. I'm glad.
Good.
Careful editing if you're not feeling fantastic, though. Don't push yourself too much. I changed my mind. I've been reading Bear, Otter, and the Kid by T.J. Klune. Is that a new book by them?
I haven't heard of it.
I haven't heard of it, but it has the word otter in it, and I do love me an otter. I've been here and reading and lurking. I love a lurker. That's fine. It's not a problem. We're here all day. Hi, Laura. We are doing 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. sprints, 45s the whole time. And then we'll come back at 2 o'clock after we've had some lunch and continue through the night. We're doing an all-dayer. So, you know, get your hydration, get your stretching in, get your music on, get yourselves ready. We're ready. It's really old.
It apparently came out in 2019, and it's a part of the Chronicles series. But like, that is the worst freaking cover I've ever seen. That's terrible.
That's like with a publisher. That's what they went with. My voice went low.
I don't know. I think it might be
self-pubbed. A little bit. I've only got 8 chapters left to edit on this book, and I am so ready for it to be done. I understand that point where you're just like, I need to push. I need to get this done. When you just need it out of your hands. I get it.
I think it's actually self-pubbed.
Okay. He's on KU. Yes, the cover is awful. It's not great. You know what I was thinking though? I was I saw the title, and in my head I was thinking,
yeah, me too.
The Boy, the Mole, the Horse, and
yeah. That's the first thing I thought of too.
I was like, oh, it's this, but like, and then I was like, oh, okay, and I had an expectation in my head of what it was going to look like, and
but then you said T.J. Klune, and you were like, wait.
I was like, do you know what I saw though? If you love this book, I went to the bookstore 2 weekends ago and saw a new version of this, and they're calling it the illustrated version, which is a little bit ridiculous because this whole thing is illustrated anyway. Like, it's all illustrations, but it's like full color illustrations. Like, it's gorgeous, like really pretty illustrations. But I feel like one of the things I loved about this book was that it had like really rough sketches and then some more like finished pictures. And the one that I saw at the bookstore was like very polished pictures. They were gorgeous, but they were very
No, I think I would prefer that version, to be honest. I've not read it. I know that it broke you, and I really want it, but I haven't gotten my hands on that version yet, so I'm just waiting to read it one day.
I'm gonna reread.
I know it's a quick read.
Yeah, I'm gonna reread it.
Don't do that to yourself today.
Why? I kind of want to.
Because today's about working, not crying.
I could be done this in 20 minutes.
You do what you want to do. It's your life.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. It will make me cry. I'll read it like tonight when I'm like really emotional and worn out, and I'm like, oh, I can't handle it anymore, and then I'll read this.
Like when you get to a place where we're still sprinting and you're just kind of like done, you can use the next sprint to like read.
It's gonna be a mess because I do love that, and I haven't reread it since I read it the first time. Oh, it's good. So damn good. Yes, a lot of TJ's self-published books had questionable covers.
I'm still trying to figure out. There was a classic that I read in school that I really liked, but I cannot.
Is like Where the Red Fern Grows and Trumpet of the Swan. Are they like classics yet?
I think Where the Red Fern Grows is.
You think?
I would think.
I feel like even Trumpet of the Swan, like their children's books were meant like The Secret Garden. The books that I loved as a children were emotionally traumatizing. And I think that says a lot about who I am as an adult. But like the books that I loved when I was a kid they're not nice. Like, I loved Where the Red Fern Grows. Loved it. And it is depressing as hell. What are they doing to kids? Why? We didn't stand a chance. I do love that one. A House Called Awful End. I've never heard of that. But that is exciting. I'm going to. My cat has decided that she wants to make biscuits on my knees. Little girl, choose something soft. Little girl, choose something softer. The knees are a bit rough. Are we ready? Ooh, that video finished uploading, so I think I can close this computer. That's one less internet drain. Are we ready for another sprint?
Yes, but I think I figured out what book it was that I read in school that I actually really liked. Okay. It was one of the classics that we read. I've been looking for it forever, and like, I'm trying to see if this is actually it.
You just found it right now. I never read children's books outside of the classroom. When I was a kid, I was super into classics for some reason. Yeah. I remember reading Moby Dick in third grade. Who does that? Not me.
That's definitely not it.
Not I. It's amazing though.
No, and there was I don't even know if necessarily it was a classic, but I was in AP English in I want to say it was my junior year of high school, and we just read books and wrote book reports on them and had discussions. That's all we did in AP English. And there was one book that we read and I really, really liked it. And I've asked every single person that I'm still in contact with from that class, the book is about this. What book was it? What book was it?
It's the bookish people, man.
And all of them right? And all of them were like, I don't remember that. And I'm like, we were in the same class together. How do you not remember it?
I'm gaslighting me.
Even at my 10-year, I didn't do it at my 20-year reunion. I let it go. But at my 10-year reunion, I literally went around to everybody that was in AP English, and I was like, "What book was this?" Yeah. I feel like it was a classic, but it might not have been. I don't know for sure because he did mix and match a lot. My teacher, but it was about a guy that went back to his hometown and like visited his high school. That's all I remember. It's not enough to go on.
That's not a lot.
It's not enough to go on.
Do you remember the length of it? Anything else about it?
I don't think it was super long. Okay. But it was like, I think it was kind of like a flashbacky kind of a situation where like as he went back to his high school, he was remembering things. I thought maybe it was The Outsiders, but The Outsiders doesn't have him in the future, like going back. So it's not it. We did read The Outsiders. So everybody kept telling me The Outsiders when I would ask them. And I'm like, that's not it. That's not it.
It's not what it was. Well, we'll see if anybody can find it. You just keep bringing it up throughout the sprints. We'll bring it up one more later, like in the second part of the sprints, and we'll see if anybody can get you.
I'm like, did I dream it? I don't know. Maybe.
My prologue is so strong, but I'm like, okay, how do I make the next 60,000 words just as good?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Get it. All right, we're gonna get a 45 in, friends. Prayer.
A prayer for Owen Meany.
Rose, if you just got this for her, she's gonna lose her mind. The sprint's gonna have to wait a second, because if that's what it was.
That I know, Monty, that is very little to go on.
Very little to go on.
I understand that. And that's why I literally was like, I'm not going to say this to anybody else. I'm going to go.
Now I need to know. Everyone's like, well, now I need to know what the name of the book is. Like, everybody is going to now be invested in this and upset if you can't figure it out.
I don't think that's it.
Send out a hashtag to book Twitter.
I don't think that's it, because it says it has a foul ball that hits a boy's mother and like kills her, and I'm like, I don't remember that, so I don't think that's it.
Gotcha.
But thank you. I thank you very much for the option. That's why I was like, I'm not going to say it to anybody else, but the people that I had the class with, surely one of them would remember the books that we read or wrote a list of the books that we read. I even went as far as to like emailing the teacher Yes. And he never responded to me. So I don't know if maybe he doesn't work there. I found his email like from the school email. But he might not work at the school anymore. He was young. He was like when I was a junior in high school, he couldn't have been more than 35. So he was younger. So he's definitely, as far as I know, still alive.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'll probably never know. And it's fine. It's what it is.
Is it?
I should be like, hi, can you send me, Mr. Cook, can you please send me a list of all of the books that we read junior year in AP
I'm going to need the full syllabus from 1999. Thank you.
Syllabus from,
yeah.
It would have been the 99 2000 year. Yeah. So the 99 2000 year, please give me the full syllabus.
Yeah, they totally have that.
We'd be like, I don't still have that.
All right, I gotta go. So we're gonna start.
Mm-hmm.
All right, friends. Good luck.
It took me a second.
I know. I was like, I heard it, but I just barely heard it.
You go shut my door. My mom's not here, but her TV is loud.
How is it that she's still not there and it's still that loud?
She never turns it off.
I know. I understand. My door's wide open, so I'm sure at some point it will be an issue. That's why I was like, I had an elderly specter in the doorway when we started the last sprint. I'm like, I gotta go.
I didn't actually do any writing on the book. I started a Notion, and they do have a timeline thing inside of there.
Okay.
And so I'm creating my timeline for what I have so far, and then I can start going forward. But I do have news.
Did you find the book?
I have news. It's a separate piece. I looked at it and I read the first chapter online, and it's definitely it. And it's by where did it go? I had it here.
Now let me shut my door.
It's by it's not gonna focus because I have the focus turned off, but John Knowles, A Separate Piece.
Ooh.
That is the book. So thank you so much, Jennifer. You win the prize of my appreciation.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. I'm so glad that you found it. Now you can reread it.
No, but what's crazy?
What do you mean no?
No, because what's crazy is that it's like a World War II book. And I'm like, I don't even like those. Why did I like it so much? I don't know.
I don't know either. I love this theory, though. Maybe it was a book he wrote, and he used the class as beta readers.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him.
It's fantastic. Steinbeck, yeah. Irving.
Yeah, it wasn't Steinbeck. I checked all the Steinbecks before because that we did read a couple of Steinbecks in that class, but I did not enjoy those that much.
Did you read East of Eden?
No. We read The Grapes of Wrath.
Yeah. Not my
favorite. And what was the other one? The Long Road or something like that? Or John Steinbeck.
Why do I really want to? I'm not kidding. I want to reread East of Eden. That's stupid. There's no reason for it.
Which one was it?
Got about a third way through a work task, and now I'm going to take a short cat nap. I love that for you. Go do it. Got through more edits. I'm going to go make a sandwich now. I'm excited.
Of Mice and Men.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We read Of Mice and Men, and we read The Grapes of Wrath. We did not read East of Eden. I didn't hate The Grapes of Wrath. It was just a very slow book. And at the time, when I was in high school and I was reading like V.C. Andrews and Stephen King, I was like, can I get something to happen, please? They're just trugging along on their way to California, you know.
I don't even remember why I loved East of Eden as much as I do, because I read it so long ago. But it's right there. And I feel like I should just read it again. But it's not tiny. Like, there's no reason for me to do it. But what are you going to do? Let's see what else we got. I checked in early for my flight tomorrow morning.
Yay.
I love that for you.
Here's
to safe travels.
Always, as soon as my notification comes up, like 24 hours before,
24 hours,
you can check in. I'm like, boom, done. It would drive me bananas to wait until I got to the airport or something. Like, I would.
What kind of monster?
The anxiety I would have.
Sheer terror in my soul.
I have enough anxiety, worried about getting, like, I literally have to, I will be bubble guts until I get to the airport, go through security, and see that my flight number and my gate exists. Once I'm there, I'm like, I'm good. I can eat. I can do what I need. I'm good.
I'll sit there for 4 hours. Totally fine.
Totally fine. I just need to know that my gate exists.
But I got to be there.
Have I been to the same airport 20,000 times and also it exists? Because I usually fly out of almost the exact same place every time? Yes. Do I still need to see that it exists that day? Also, yes. My anxiety says, I know it's 4 hours before, but you will miss your flight.
1,000%.
Anxiety about actually flying. I don't have anxiety about like finding my way out of the airport when I get there. Totally fine.
Yeah.
I have anxiety that I will somehow piss off TSA. They will put me into a room and I will miss my flight.
Or I'll get to like a gate just barely in time and they're like, oh, we actually moved the gate. And you're like, oh, I fear. I blame Frankfurt, Germany for that because I had a connecting flight in Frankfurt to Greece and the whole entire airport was under construction. So we had to like weave our way down like back alleys, concrete hallways. Like I don't even know where we were. It felt terrifying. And I was like, we're never going to get there on time. And it was not a long layover. Like we had to get to the next gate and it was anxiety inducing. Now I will be anywhere early. No problem.
I know where mine came from. It was literally only the second time I'd flown, not there and back, right? But like the second time from there and back, I went to Orlando. And getting to Orlando was totally fine. Because DFW is fine. But then on Orlando on the way back, that's where the anxiety started. Because we got there 3 hours early. And our flight was like 8 a.m. We got there at 5 a.m. They have one TSA in Orlando. One TSA station. Literally, the line was so long. It was up till 30 minutes before our flight where we're getting notifications that they are starting to board. And we're like, we are still 50 people deep before we even get to TSA. And we'd been there for 2.5 hours at the TSA. Luckily, they brought a bomb sniffing dog in and they sniffed. And I happened to be right at the end of like a line where they started sniffing. So we got to go past the regular TSA and go just through a metal detector because we got sniffed. And then I was like, okay, it's fine. No. We then had to catch a shuttle.
Yep.
We were the last people on the plane. We barely made it.
Airport and Tampa, you got to take shuttles to your gate.
Ever since that day, I'm like, I'm going to miss my flight. Have I taken 30 flights since then and never been late or missed one?
Yes.
No. But am I still anxious?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I got up, got hydrated, made it to page 431. I made it. I had 14 minutes left, and I was updating my reading list for next year. I love it.
Nice.
I don't think anyone enjoys Steinbeck unless you want to suffer in the American West. It's valid. I read East of Eden for fun when I was literally 10 years old. And let me tell you, that is not a book for a 10-year-old. No, it is not. No. I don't know why.
Did they make a movie of that book with Rosie O'Donnell?
I don't know if Rosie O'Donnell is in it, but they've made a movie of it. Until I was like 12. Am I just bullying? I mean, maybe. Who knows? What is happening? Getting email notifications.
Oh, no, that was Exit to Eden.
Exit to Eden is a very different movie than East of Eden.
That's why I was like...
Isn't that like about like a sex island?
Yes, it is.
That's not what East of Eden is.
I maybe need to read East of Eden if it's about a sex island.
No, it's not about a sex island. It's not. No, it is not. Hi, I'm sorry. Did I scare you, baby? No. I decided to paint for one of my journal entries, and it didn't occur to me until after that I would need to let the paint dry. Don't bite me. I know I'm gesturing, but it's fine. Everybody's fine. Before I could stop. You're making me nervous. Stop biting me. Before I could do anything else yet, it's gonna have to dry now. I had to go to the post office. Did Amber figure out the book? She did.
Yes, it was the one that you suggested. A separate piece.
It was yours. You got it right.
Yours. You got it right.
You
won.
win.
You win the gift of my appreciation.
Like, do we need to reset your fucking psychometer here? Here's a treat. This is a nice hand. Don't bite it. I was like gesturing and yelling, and it freaks her out. She was like nipping at me.
We need to go ahead and start the next sprint if we're gonna have time to end before our break.
Our break at 1. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's dive into another one, and then we'll touch base at the end.
Yep. Good luck.
Oh,
I haven't reset it.
Come on.
Good luck, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
How'd you do?
I'm now at negative 232 words, so I've added another 800 somewhere.
Okay. Not bad.
I'm completely like rewriting a scene. Like it's still the same scene, but it's not the same scene at all.
Yeah. I love those moments. I'm here for it. I don't know how much I got done, but I got a good chunk. I'm definitely making progress and I'm getting into the flow of this story. So I'm excited to get back and keep writing. It'll be good.
Yeah. I'm glad that I'm like back in it. And like it's still like the characters are still there for me, so it's good.
Yeah.
I'm also I'm also realizing as I do the Notion, I was trying to figure out a time, and I finally figured out the exact time frame where at least one pivotal scene takes place. Like that, I knew exactly when I wanted that scene to take place, so then I can start to like move things around that. And I
build
realized,
around it, yeah.
Like so far, my timeline is working pretty well, which is good for me. So
it is.
I'll show it to you later when it's just me and you.
Sounds like a plan. I'm like staring out the window at the yuck weather because I'm going to use my hour-long break to eat. No, haven't done that yet today, but I am going to go grocery shopping.
I'm going to eat. I'm like so hungry. I'm so hungry.
I am hungry, but I think this is going to be the only time in terms of like I could always eat during the first sprint when we come back if I have to.
Yeah.
But I do have to get out and get this done. So I'm going to do that. Monty made it to page 480. It's amazing.
You're making really good progress.
Yeah, you are. Nicole's still updating her reading list and planning out August now. Are you making TBRs all the way through August? Like through the year? You're just putting out what you want to read every month?
Wow. That's impressive.
That's intense. Yeah. I made and ate my sandwich, and then I spent the entire rest of the sprint doom scrolling YouTube shorts. I mean, I like to consider that a rabbit hole. It's only doom scrolling when it's like negative, like, you know.
Yeah.
At least
I fall in that rabbit hole a lot.
Yeah. I did awful. I played my game the entire time. I think I read maybe 2 pages. I don't know why I can't focus on reading.
Maybe do something else.
Maybe because it's uprooted. Just gonna throw it out there. Maybe because it's uprooted. Just saying. Yep.
That's impressive, Nicole.
Is very impressive.
Yeah.
I could never.
I'm too much of a mood reader.
I didn't used to be, but even when I was doing TBRs and like sticking to them exactly, I was not planning them months ahead of time. It's intense. I should be done with work stuff for the day by the time y'all come back. So I should finally be able to write.
Yay!
I love it.
Well, join us back here in 1 hour. It'll be a new stream. So if you haven't, go to that stream and you can mark to notify whenever we go live. We'll be back in 1 hour on a new stream. And I'm excited because I'm doing really well in my story, but I have got to eat. I am starving.
I am too. And the fact that I have to go out in the cold, wet rain and shop is making me angry, but I have to.
It's better to do it now than before you get the ice storm.
Yeah. I'm not going out tonight. Like I just want to be done now, and then I'll eat later or figure something out. I'm not hating the book when I'm reading it, but I do need more focus for it. Maybe it's not the best time for it. Maybe not. All right, friends, that is going to do it for our first half of our sprints. We will be back at 2 p.m. and will we be sprinting till God knows when?
Whenever we decide to stop.
We're just going to keep it going. So join us back here in an hour and we will keep the momentum flowing.
Yep.
Yeah. Sound like a plan? All right. Thank you for joining us for this portion and we will see you in the next one. Bye.